Um, when we were in the tribe, it's like I did had a plan with Ryan. He used to tell me, you need to do that, you need to do that, you need to think about that, you need to be clear on that. But so it's like I was just following, step by step by step.
I think we're
In
live,
the
guys.
book,
Cool.
in the book,
In the book.
it's true. It is like that, but nobody tells you what to do, when to do. So it's you're on your own. That's the thing with the book.
Gotcha. So we just kind of started streaming mid sentence here. So Ioana, welcome to our hot seat inside the 1%. So I think Bram mentioned, absolutely, we're happy to have you. I think Bram mentioned in the, okay, there, yeah, we're live. Bram mentioned when he was, Bram mentioned in kind of the announcement for the hot seat that the three of us were in the tribe with Ryan together last fall. So we know each other a little bit. And you were just telling me that you read the book 12 Months to a Million 3 times and had a good experience in the tribe. And it was very helpful to have Ryan just lay out the steps to building this business one after the other. And but what you've discovered since then is that executing that by yourself is really, really hard. You're having a hard time with where you are right now. You know what the steps are, but it sounds like it's not entirely clear, like where you are. Like you almost kind of need some help and some assistance, just like moving along through the process. Is that kind of where we were in that sentence before we hopped on the live here?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly there.
Cool. Well, we're excited to talk to you about this today.
Yeah, I've really been looking forward to it. No, you were saying.
I was going to say, just for context, Ioana, why don't you kind of share with everybody the brand that you're building and what you have already launched and kind of where you are and where things stalled out and what we can do to help out.
Right. I launched on 20 July my Diamond Queen leggings. Right. And since there, I'm stuck.
So you've created a brand called Diamond Queen, and your first product is leggings, yoga pants.
Leggings, yes, that's correct.
Okay, cool. And you have this product live, and then you've sold a few units, and then it just kind of stalled out. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
All right.
I think it's important to understand sort of some of the background here, because we both went through the tribe together. We also went through Amazing Selling Machine together. And I remember when we first started, you wanted to do like yoga pants and leggings, but that was on the list of the items that you're not supposed to sell, right?
Correct.
You were supposed to pick like a spatula or something.
Yes.
What was the product that, like, when you were following the method of the ASM method, did you find a product?
No.
And you connected to like the leggings and the yoga pants because that's what you wanted to do from the beginning, and then you were really, really pissed off because some guy in the group told you that's on the list of things you must not sell, so don't sell it. And then what did Ryan tell you?
To sell Romanian yoga fucking leggings.
Exactly. So fuck the guy who's telling you what to do. Go sell something that you actually want to do. And I remember you talking about it, because when you talk about your yoga pants, it was so different than the way that you talked about any other product and idea that you had. Because you actually, why do you like these pants?
Because I was really excited. Is this what I wanted to do? Yeah. I really love my yoga leggings.
So that was great. So that's where you got there because what? Because you had sort of the community to get there, and now that you have, the fact that you have leggings, you have them and you're selling them and you order them and you got them shipped up and they're for sale. For one, you're further than 95% of the people that are thinking about doing e-commerce. So sometimes it doesn't feel like this, but you're already in the top 5%. Because most people just think about it. And some of the people get serious about it, and then they join this group and they go and sell something because the system tells them to sell it, but they don't sell something that they actually like. So you actually have things for sale that you love. You're just trying to figure out how the hell to find people to buy it. Is that it?
Yeah.
And why do you so you put it up for sale, and what have you done since to make people aware that it's there?
I run a couple of ads on Facebook, and just recently I saw from our group, from 1% group, Kevin's announcement, was it that he followed some steps, I don't know, 9 or 10 steps to build a Facebook group, and I just did 1 and 2, and again I was thinking, do I doing the right thing? Again, I was stuck. So pretty much that was all in the last 2 months.
So one of the things that's difficult, and I struggle with this a lot, is sometimes it can take a while for results to show up, and then all the time that you're waiting for results to show up, you're second guessing yourself. I mean, if you want to do a Facebook group, and it might be a good idea, it might not. I don't have a very strong opinion about that, but why did you get stuck on the second step?
The third one, actually.
Okay.
Why? I don't know to tell you, honestly.
Did you just did you kind of lose momentum?
Yeah.
Did it turn into something that
I wasn't sure anymore.
Okay. You knew that you were supposed to do this, but you just kind of like crashed out because you weren't maybe seeing results, and you're like, is this really a good use of my time?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I understand that.
No, but then what? This happens a lot of the time. So what's stopping you from doing it even though you're not feeling motivated?
How do I know that I'm doing the right thing?
Why do you have to know if you're doing the right thing? Let me put it differently. If you don't do something, then you're certainly not doing the right. That's for sure, right? And then you both don't know if what you didn't do is the right thing or not, and you feel like shit because you're stuck and you're not selling anything, you're not making any progress.
True.
So I remember many months ago when you were explaining to Ryan why you wanted to do this product, and it was about
me.
It was about how, like, it was something that you really enjoyed. You loved how it made you feel.
True.
And
yes.
I'm wondering, is what you're sharing with others through the Facebook group or Instagram or wherever you are right now, is it kind of conveying that same emotion to your audience? And are you trying to kind of foster that same like love and excitement in them that you had for this 9 months ago? Because if you can kind of recreate that, if you can like share how excited you are about this and attract the same people with the same level of excitement, then that just kind of builds and feeds on each other and spreads. But I know, in my past, sometimes when I get really frustrated with something that I'm trying to push forward, even though I don't intend it to, that like it comes out in like the communication and the marketing I'm doing. So I can look back at emails that I sent maybe 2 years ago trying to push a product, and it like my email is not good. Like it sounds, I read it now and I'm like, man, I sounded like kind of desperate. I sounded kind of
I understand you perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, the email that I was sending wasn't about like helping my customer. It was like, please give me money, but without saying as much. So I like when I've been kind of in a like in that stuck feeling, like you described, I know that my communication to the customers gets
Bad.
it's bad. It's like tainted by that feeling of me being stuck. So I'm curious. I've seen some of your posts. I haven't dug in like super deep. Spoiler, I'm probably not your target market.
Would look great in
even
types.
though it's
what are you talking
even though
about?
it looks like a great product. It's like I'm probably not core customer, but that's fine. So I'm wondering if you kind of go back and evaluate how you've been working with the audience and the stuff you're sharing. Like, how does it feel? Like, are you communicating with from that like that place of excitement and enjoyment of what you're doing, or do you feel like it's kind of drifted into like not so great, like where it's more of
Not so great.
not so great? Okay. And yeah, and so I feel like when we get stuck there, then it's like the self-perpetuating problem, right? Because we're feeling crappy because we're not selling as many units as we want, but that feeling of crappiness comes out in our ability to sell as many units as we want. Like it creates its own roadblock, right? So I think what I wanted to try to do today with Bram is like let's kind of take a step back, and I want to talk with you about, again, like why did you want to sell this product? What problem does it solve in your life? Like what joy does it bring you in your life, and how can we kind of repackage that to convey back out to customers? Because if we can get that level of like enjoyment and excitement that you had months ago, I think that's going to carry through and help you to build a bigger audience and then push past this kind of the sales blockage where you are right now. Because again, truly the core of what I feel Ryan teaches is what we should build should serve our customers.
Yes.
And if we're coming from that place of service and building an audience of people that we can excite with what we're doing while we're helping them, then everything else takes care of itself. But it's really hard to work on that stuff when we're like that's all like that's all abundance mindset stuff, right? We want to share without expectation with our customers, and they'll give back to us. But it's really hard to operate on that side when we're like stuck in scarcity because we're not seeing the sales that we want to see.
So maybe we can play a game, Greg. I agree with what you're saying. So rather than talking about where you're stuck and how now feels, and you trying to figure out how to talk to people, and is Facebook the right place, or do I need to send emails, or do I have to post 20 times a day and more pictures, and what on the beach or on a balcony, or with kids, without kids, all these kind of things. They're trying to figure out like what's the right way in order to like connect to people. Maybe can we imagine like we're 2 years in the future, okay? We're 2 years in the future. You figure this out somehow, because Diamond Queen is now the biggest yoga pants brand in Romania. Everywhere you go, when you go outside, like people in your neighborhood are wearing Diamond Queen pants. You see it absolutely everywhere. And you've had the news interview you. What was your secret? How'd you come up with Diamond Queen? It's so amazing the way you figure it out, talking to women and giving them exactly what they were looking for. How'd you figure this out? Now you don't just have pants, you've got like a whole line of sportswear. It's great. And I'd like to tell me how that feels. Like, how does it feel now that your brand is successful and all these things that you were worried about, they're all in the past now. Tell me how that feels.
Blessed, amazing.
So you feel blessed and amazing. Do you feel like the same person? What happened? I mean, how did you figure it out?
Doesn't feel like same person. It feels like I'm a new one.
So what do you think has changed?
Me,
What's changed about you?
the whole experience.
What feels different? I mean, I'm looking at you. I mean, the way you're looking out of your eyes, everything feels a lot lighter. Try and describe what it feels like.
It's not easy in words to
I
describe.
understand. Try. We got all the time in the world. You can explain it in Romanian. You can look at it afterwards. This is not for us. This is for you.
I don't know how to say, really, honestly. I'm just thinking to come out the words. You know, it's like when you're in love. I know it's another example. I don't know. You don't have to share it. It just shows on you, right?
Yeah.
The same with my brand. Now, after 2 years, when I'm on the top of the world and I'm in America and celebrate with all of you, I don't know how to explain. It's everything that I imagined.
You're in love with your brand.
Exactly.
So when it's an exercise I do when I get stuck and I can't figure out what to do next or how to talk about what I'm doing, or sometimes I don't know what I want. And everything that's happening today makes it really difficult because you have to do all these things and I don't feel like doing. I just want to feel, right? So, and if I sit down and I try and imagine what 2 years or 3 years from now is like, and I close my eyes and I try and be as specific as I can. And like you said, it feels like being in love or something else. It's very difficult to explain it to someone else.
Express yourself.
But inside, I know exactly what I mean. And then figuring out what to write in the email is easy. Try getting new guests for the podcast, easy. It's because I've been doing it. So, and it's been such a success, right? Because I'm 2-3 years from now and everything that I'm worried about now seems small and insignificant. Why did I even worry about it? That's obviously, yeah, that's what it feels like in the beginning. You don't know. You don't even laugh with yourself. Oh, you remember when I went on the hot seat and I was worried because it only sold 4 fucking pants. And who knew that, a week later I would suddenly sell 15 pants. And then a week after that, I was selling 3 pants a day. And then a week after that, it was 10 pants a day. And then I had this problem. I was running out of pants and I couldn't get the factory to give it to me fast enough. And when it doesn't take very long, 5 minutes to fantasize what that feels like. And if you do that every day, it'll become easier and easier to feel what that feels like. And it'll change the way that you communicate. It will help you to figure out how to talk because you can talk from the point you are 2 years from now.
Mm-hmm. Bram's right.
From there.
Write those email or do those posts from 2 years in the future.
Yep.
Where you've already done everything that you wanted to achieve. Write the posts and the emails from there back to your customers now. It'll be totally different. So when you're in that place 2 years from now, if we were to ask your raving fan customers what they love about your brand, what would they tell us? Why do they love it so much?
They feel like a second skin. It's different from other brands.
How does it make them feel to wear your clothes?
Comfortable, sexy.
So tell them about how comfortable and sexy the pants are.
You can do pretty much all the activities. You can do workout indoor, outdoor. You can play in your garden. with your kids. You can walk on the beach. Pretty much everything.
So
You can do yoga, meditation,
if you have a bunch
cycling,
of
hiking.
So for somebody that has a bunch of pairs of Diamond Queen leggings, they can wear it for anything.
Yes.
Right? If you're super active, they're perfect. If you need to, if you're doing something where you have to, look a little nicer than like, sweatpants, it's like
Exactly.
they look good, they're comfortable, they're functional.
Yes.
And so would you say that it's more, it's something that they don't have to think about every morning when they get up and get ready for the day?
Just get
They don't have to worry
exactly.
about, do I have to wear my business clothes or my yoga clothes or my gardening clothes? They can grab these leggings and not have to think about it because it's going to work for whatever they're doing that day. That's kind of the impression I'm getting here.
That's correct, Greg.
Okay. So you're making their life easier and they can look great and feel great without having to think about it every day.
Yes.
Okay. Is that what you're telling your customers right now?
Honestly, I think so.
You think so? Okay.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. So we just need to reach more of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the other side of an exercise you can do is like fantasizing about the future and bringing that into the present. That's fine, but it's also really important to have someone who kicks you in the ass every day, because it's difficult doing that. That's why it's so difficult to do things by yourself. That's always been my biggest problem in getting anything off the ground. Is I've tried for so long to do it by myself, and you get excited for a month and a half or 2 months or 3 months, and then you're not excited for a month, and then everything's stopped because there's no one else there telling you to keep moving. And that for me changed when Greg and I started collaborating, and we meet every morning, 8:30, come rain or come shine, we talk every single day. And sometimes it's a 5-minute talk. Sometimes we talk for an hour and a half. We don't know. But I know that every single morning I'm talking to Greg. And before I get on video with Greg, I think about, okay, what do I want to say? What do I want to talk about? And if I don't and I rush in, I feel bad because then I'm just sitting there wasting my time and his time. So that helps to keep me motivated. So what I suggest you do is, and I've seen people do this in the 1% already, find an accountability partner in the 1% and meet with them every single day for 5 minutes. Doesn't have to be long. 5 minutes. What are you doing? What are you planning to do today? And then the next day you start by saying, well, I said I'd do these 5 things yesterday and I did 3. It's pretty good, right? It's a lot. 3 is a lot more than 0. And they might ask you, why do you only get 3 done? Well, there's other 2 I didn't feel like doing, or didn't have time, or maybe you planned too much. And then I'm going to go do these 5 things tomorrow, and then you meet again. And if you can't find someone to talk to, then even like texting, like a text at the beginning of the day, I'm going to do this, and then at the end of the day, I did this. And as long as you do that every single day, that's going to help a lot in moving this along. Really. You
100%.
Don't. So this one, I don't care if you believe it or not. I go try it for a month. And then if after a month it doesn't work, then you can stop doing it. But I think if give it a couple of weeks before you judge it, it'll make such a big difference.
If either Bram or I was trying to do a podcast by ourselves, we would have gotten maybe 3 to 5 episodes in, and that would have been it.
That's right.
Because it gets hard, it's what we're putting together. Like sometimes Bram carries it, sometimes I carry it, and we push each other to keep moving. And I can't there's no way that we could do what we're doing without each other working as a team. And I've worked with other partners before in other businesses, and I've worked by myself. And I can tell you that like finding the right person to help you move forward. And it doesn't have to be a business partner. It can just be an accountability partner. But finding somebody that's going to give you encouragement, but tough love when you need it is so good. It's so helpful. Again, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing now if we weren't pushing each other to do it. So Bram is right. Find somebody who you can talk to and who's going to listen, but also like give you the push when you need the push. Because I mean, you've been doing this long enough to know that some days you're pumped and excited and it's fun to do what you're doing. And other days you're just like, oh my gosh, I have to do a post today. And it just sucks. You don't want to do it. But just getting that push, because you know that you have to report back tomorrow, whether or not you did it, makes a huge difference. So solid advice. I do want to talk a little bit too about like the like tactical audience building. I kind of want to hear about what you've done so far. Like what platform, like what are you using, Instagram or Facebook? Just like what you're doing, but I also want to know the parts that you have enjoyed versus the parts that you can't stand doing. And I think we can try to figure out maybe where you can kind of focus your efforts and what to actually do to focus to actually start building the audience that's going to help you grow this.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest problem, building an audience. Mm-hmm. Even though I watched Ryan, I think 90% of his video, how you build an audience, what you're going to say, and still I don't know how to start, what to say. So that's, I think, is the biggest problem for me, building a responsive audience.
So what are you doing right now? You have a Facebook group, you have a page, you're on Instagram as well.
I don't have an Instagram, just for Diamond Queen.
Okay.
It's connected to the page on the Facebook.
Okay. So you're mainly doing this through Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. How are you getting people into the group right now?
I just added, I think, 10 person, but I have since January or February, since I created the page, I think I have only 300 followers and 290 likes, something like that.
Okay. And I think we should also talk about, like, did you create these leggings for a specific type of like, Bram, help me out. Is there something very like differentiated or specific about these to where they would be specifically for one type of person, like a certain like activity level or body type or hobby or something like that? Or right now, is it pretty general that these are?
It's pretty general right now.
Okay. So I know that. Go ahead, Bram.
Yeah, what I'm wondering is, so you're selling in the US or you're selling in Romania?
US.
Why are you selling in the US?
Good question.
Okay. Think about that. Why not sell in Romania? I'd think about that too. The reason I'm saying this is there's so much more that you can relate to if you were to talk specifically to Romanian women as opposed to American women, because that's something that you've experienced, that you experience every day. You know what it's like to be a woman in Romania. You know where people live. You know how they go shopping. You know all these kind of things. You know, have you tried doing posts in Romanian instead of English?
No, all my page is in English.
So try it in Romanian, see what happens. Because if you make it big in Romania, you can move to the US. You don't have to sell in you can go live in the US and hang out with everybody and be a huge success in Romania and live wherever you want. I'm just trying to figure out how do you talk, how do you get to a point where you're talking to people
from where I have
that,
the idea to sell in US.
Mhm.
I think when I did this course, not with Ryan, with this guy, who told me that I
Mhm.
shouldn't sell my leggings. He mentioned that we should sell only in US or UK, I think.
Mhm.
So the main reason was that. So
Okay, so
I
fuck
chose
him.
US.
Fuck him. I'm the whole idea that so the reason why most people talk about the US because it's a huge market and everybody's used to buying
True.
online, which is
Yeah.
true. On the other hand, it's a huge market. Everybody buys online, so everybody's trying to sell there. And there's a whole bunch of underserved markets because they're not in the US or the UK or Australia or wherever else where you know a lot of the e-commerce is happening. If you I don't know how many people, you know, I think you have such an advantage to knowing your market and going somewhere where that isn't saturated by other people selling yoga pants in Romania. And then if that works, then you can always, but you know, it'll be different from you to move from Romania to selling in the US after you've had the experience of figuring out how to build a brand in a smaller market and then move into a bigger market. Because again, if all you're going to do is sell a commodity, that's very difficult to compete on a commodity. You're going to have to sell just like perfume and all fashion brands. It's not about, you're selling a dream, right? You're selling a feeling. You're selling how comfortable and sexy it feels to wear these yoga pants. And don't tell anybody, but they're just yoga pants, right? And if it's not just, you know, if it's just the pants, makes no difference, and buy anybody's pants, right? But because of what you'll be able to do with the brand, that's why if somebody wears that and they know that it's Diamond Queen yoga pants and you'll have your logo on it and somebody else sees that it's Diamond Queen, I love what you see. That last video with Ioana, she's so cool, the way she hangs out with her kids. I watch, I get so inspired. I love wearing these pants because it makes me feel like her. That's where you need to go. And the further you try and get away to something that you think you should be, as opposed to something that you are, it's going to be more difficult to communicate that. You can make it really big in Romania. And then once you figure that out, make it huge in all of Europe, or go make it huge in the US. But it's difficult to, unless you find a way of, maybe the only other thing I mean, if you really want to sell in the US, then figure out a way to connect to the Romanian community in the US and speak to them. Guys, you're stuck, you're in the US, that's the American dream, but sometimes what you really want is some Romanian fucking yoga pants. Now you might be in the US, but you can still get them. Get some Diamond Queen, real fucking Romanian yoga pants. They'll make you feel great. Just, you know what these Americans are like, always running around in the malls, but we know us Romanian women, we like to go whatever.
You're so funny and
talk
cool,
to them
honestly.
like that. I think that's something that's worth trying out. Because look at you. You feel so much more relaxed. You look so much more relaxed than, oh, how do I need to put up another video about how great the pants are. The pants are great, but talk to yourself.
I am. I will also talk myself in the morning meditation.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think about USA, honestly.
You don't have to stop USA. So the USA. So think about this is how I quit smoking. So I smoked for years and years and years.
Really?
Yep.
You don't look like.
I don't know what does a smoker look like. I should be what?
You look really healthy, I mean.
I don't smoke now, so maybe that's the reason. And what I would like stop for a day or a week or even a month, and then the idea that I could never smoke again, I said, oh man, I just can't, that's too long. I can stand the idea of not smoking for a week or a month or even a year, but if I have to imagine that I'll never be able to smoke again, that's not worth it. I'm just going to smoke now. And the way that I trick myself into quitting smoking is I never quit smoking forever. I just wake up every single day, and today I don't smoke. If I ever think, and I don't think I barely think about it now, but if I do, I said, oh, I'd really like a cigarette. It says, not today. And then it's not forever, it's just for today. And what's the whole point of this long-winded story? You don't, when I say sell in Romania, I'm not saying don't ever sell in the US. Just don't sell there now. And if you do want to sell in the US, then figure a way of connecting to people that you can talk to their lived experience. And if you want to sell to all American women, that's fine. Just don't do it today. Do it next year. All the time in the world. But if you try and do like everything right now, you can't fit that in your head and make it happen now. So if it's too much or there's too many things to figure out, make it simpler. Talk to something that you know, that you can experience, that you know in your gut. And then once you've done that, that'll be easy. And then you can do afterwards. Do Romanian American women first and then do the rest of Americans afterwards.
If your product is already in the US, like in FBA warehouses here.
Yes. Us.
So the easiest path forward might be to still sell in the US, but like Bram said, target a very specific group of people who you can speak to, like where it's like speaking to yourself. So Romanian women in the US.
How do I find them?
Go to Google, largest Romanian community, the communities in the US, and then go to look for Romanian expat societies. Go to the consulate sites of the Romanian consulates in the US and see what kind of events they have and see if you can figure out where some of these people are. You start finding them on Facebook, and then you'll find a group of oh, I miss Romania. I miss Romania Facebook group for people that live in the suburbs of New York City or in whatever, in Brooklyn, wherever the Romanians live in Brooklyn or Queens or wherever they are in New York City, and then you go there and you hang out in those groups a little bit. So you and then you start you figure out where people are hanging out, what they're doing, what other groups are there. And
you know what I do? I would create a Facebook group, Romanian Women in America. And I would run a quick little Facebook ad to get people into the group where you just target people, females in the US who speak Romanian. So that would be a really simple ad to set up. I don't think you'd have to spend a lot of money to test that, but you could use Facebook to collect that demographic for you. And I don't think it would cost a lot of money. So, I mean, it's not, it's easy. It's less work than what Bram just said, but it's also less targeted. So you'd have to go in and kind of interact and speak with people and let them self-select if they stayed or went. But either way, no matter how you get them into a place, once they're there, you don't want to start hammering them with the pants right away. You want to have a conversation with them about what it's like to be a Romanian woman in the US. And you have shared experience. You can talk about things that you know are like relevant, but like, you know, differences in culture and this and that. But you'll have like a connection with them beyond you know, just the product. And so as you build and nurture that connection, you can start talking about the product and what it means to you, what it represents to you. Like, you know, you want to be over here, and so this is, you know, kind of part of your pathway. And if you have a group of people there that you relate to, and you have shared experience and you care about one another, they'll buy your pants.
That's right. All day and all night.
I know it's just hard to get there. I know
It is.
I think right. Let's be very, very clear. Building a business is difficult. It takes a lot of effort, and nobody's going to pat you on the back. Mm-hmm. You'll have competition. There'll be days when you don't feel like it. There'll be weeks that things aren't going the way you want. Anybody that wants to, I mean, there's no sugarcoating this. If you want things to be easy, go work for someone else. They worry. They make the money. They pay you on time, regardless of what's happening. They have all the worries, right? So it's very they do all the difficult stuff, and that's why they get the bulk of the money. But then you don't have to do all these difficult things. If you want to build your own business, you're gonna have to make, you're good. It's a lot of work.
It's gonna suck for a while.
Yeah,
it's true, but like you and Greg, you know what you're doing, because
oh fuck no, we have no idea what we're doing. We're making it up all. No, seriously, we're making it up all the time.
I don't believe you, honestly.
Okay.
You're great, honestly. You're great, and I'm sure on your podcast you're number one, really.
We're
only after we edit it, because right, we can make it sound as great as we want after we edit it. No, funny. But Bram and I literally have no idea what we're doing. We just learn as we go, and we try to continually improve based on what we learn and the mistakes that we make. But anybody who listens to our podcast, you listen to episode 1, 2, 3 versus what we're doing now, we're better. And there's actually an episode 0 that we never released because it is such a turd. It is so bad. Terrible. It's terrible. It's unreleasable. It's so boring. We had no idea. Thank you, Awais. We were very high in the charts in the Dominican Republic at one time. We were number 1 at one point.
Number 20. I'm sorry, this will never go away. Number 29 in the entrepreneur section in the U.S.
That's right. So
for at least 15 minutes.
We're still learning as we go, and where we are is actually not where we want to be. Like, we have goals and a vision for what we want to build, and it's a lot bigger than this right now.
And it's not what we imagined it would be, right? I mean, if we were 4 months ago, we imagined we'd be like huge.
Yeah,
I know, but you guys know what questions you need to ask. You know who you need to call. You know all these things. You have a backup plan. Me, I'm just thinking, okay, Bram said that. Okay, I need to do that. I need to run that ad, and then when it's just me and the computer, my mind is like,
I know, that's why accountability partner. They will help you to say, okay, Ioana, what you need to do today is these 3 things. Today, all you have to do is these 3 things. And that's what you're going to invest into your business today. Is you're going to do a post, you're going to check on this, and you're going to set up this ad. And that's it. And then you report back the next day and share what you did and what you didn't do and what you need to do next. But I agree. I sit down in front of this computer sometimes, and I need to edit a podcast, and I need to get the audio to Bram, and I need to send an email for my subscription box, and I need to do something with PPC for Amazon, and all this stuff has to get done. And it can be very difficult for me to organize it, prioritize it, and actually get it done. Because also, if it's a nice day outside, maybe I want to take the kids to the park, and maybe I drop something off the list or 2 for that day, and I'll catch them later, but I'm going to take the kids to the park. But if I don't finish the podcast editing and it's Thursday and we're supposed to publish, Bram's going to say, Greg, what the hell, dude? You have a job here. So Bram and I help each other to continually move the ball forward with what we're doing with our brand. And without us pushing each other, we would not be where we are right now. And we're continuing to push each other because we both want to be farther than we are right now. So just to reiterate, find someone who you can talk to every day for 5 minutes that's going to help you to figure out what you need to do that day, and then to make sure you did it. That's going to help a lot. Just small investments in time and effort every single day. It's like putting $1 in a savings account every single day, right? It's just $1. But if you put that in every single day for 10 years, you'd have a bunch of money in there after 10 years, you know? This is the same thing. That small investment in time and effort will pay off down the road, and it's really hard to see and believe that right now. But being consistent with what you're doing is really going to drive forward. The other thing I want to reiterate is that even though these leggings are really, like, it's a really good broad market product, like mass market product, a lot of people would enjoy these, right? Would you agree? Yeah. But going after everybody is almost impossible. Even on Amazon, even though it's like a more, you know, it's there, people are there to buy. It's really difficult without like kind of drilling down a little bit. It's really difficult to just move straight into mass market. So what Bram was saying about finding a smaller group of people that you can build a relationship with and talk to, and then kind of launching the products to them, they'll carry it to the mass market for you. So once, you know, if you have 50 people in a group and it's Romanian women living in the US, and you have conversations with them and build a relationship, and then they each buy 3 pairs of pants, it's 150 units, right?
They go hang out with their friends.
That's pretty good right now.
Pants? Oh, they're great. And you know what else? They're Romanian.
They start talking, you know, and if they have a relationship with you, then they're going to be excited to talk about where they got their pants when they're out, you know, amongst their friends and out and about. And they will carry it to the mass market for you. You don't have to push it yourself, but you need a core group of people that you can build a relationship with first and go from there. So I think that's the missing piece, honestly, is that you're kind of stuck on how to build an audience, because I think that you're thinking, you know, how do I get 100,000 people to listen to me about these leggings? And I think you need like 50 to start. But 50 people that are there to listen to you and talk with you about shared experiences, not about the product. And the product comes second. Talk about being Romanian, and then introduce the pants, you know, and what they represent to you and what they're going to allow you to do in the future. I think that's the key.
Yeah, the one parting thing that I've got to share is that when you decide to do something, like you're wondering, okay, now, you know, we've given you a couple of things, suggestions and things to do, and you go do them, and then what? But you've also said that even when you get that, like that checklist for Kevin's checklist for the Facebook group, you did 3 out of the 9 steps, and then you stop. So don't stop. Once you decide to follow a system, if you wake up in the morning and you wonder, what the hell am I supposed to do today? All right, I finished step number 3. That means that today I'm doing step number 4. And you say, but I don't feel like it. Okay, it's okay. You can decide one day not to do it, but you get the next day. I really want to do something today. What should I do? Something new? No, I said I would start a Facebook group. Where did I stop? Step number 3. So what am I doing today? Step number 4. The problem isn't what to do next. It's staying consistent and working in the same direction rather than every time. It's much more exciting to start a new idea than it is to continue with the 27th step of a 37-step program. That's where most people, that's the difficult part. It's not even figuring out what to do. It's like putting in the work every day.
Sure. But, you know, I think I also stopped just for the last time because I was hoping in my mind, out of nowhere, I will just be next day in the tribe with all my colleagues, and Ryan will be there, and Bram, and they will tell me what to do. And that day didn't come, that day didn't come. That day didn't come yet.
So if that's what you really want, and the reason you're not in there is because it's expensive, right? So that's a problem. So decide on a goal that you have to hit, where you'll make enough money that you can afford going in the tribe, and that becomes your motivation, or something else. But like if that's also okay, I don't feel like it, but I really want to do that. And it can be, it can be joining the tribe, but it can be like going on a vacation with your family or whatever it is. And then use that to motivate you. And then whatever it is you decide to make it, take a picture of it, or get someone to draw a picture of it, or describe it in a short sentence, print it, and hang it above your monitor so that you see it every single day. And whenever you forget, why the hell am I selling these pants? What's wrong with me? I should have gone with MLM marketing or whatever it is. I should have got into Bitcoin, and then just look at the sign and remember why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And then go do step number 4 in setting up your Facebook group.
Okay.
So in addition to an accountability partner, if you have a specific question, or if you get stuck with a specific action where like you have 2 pathways and you don't know which one to take, post in the group. There are so many smart and talented and super helpful people in this group. And I wish I spent more time in this group than I'm able to right now, hoping to do more of what I love in there, because this is truly like a special place on the internet. I've been in a lot of different Facebook groups, and people are not as kind and giving and helpful in the rest of the world as they are right here. So if you are stuck on something, post in here and just ask, like, can I get some advice? Can I get some help with XYZ? And seriously, there's like a subject matter expert for everything e-commerce that you can imagine in this group, and people are willing to help each other out and give. So accountability partner to help you push forward every single day. And if you get stuck on something specific, like if you run a Facebook ad and it sucks, what did I do wrong? Can somebody look at this for me? Post in the group, and like somebody will help.
Yeah.
For free.
You're not alone.
And I know it's a great group. Sometimes I'm just wondering what I'm doing here, what to give, because I'm so stuck. There are a lot. I read a lot of posts, and yeah, everybody's sharing, and they have a lot of things to give. And me, I'm just thinking, I feel so bad. What to give?
Ioana, you have my
back?
permission just to take. Go ahead. Then you can just go take.
Yeah.
If someone gives you a hard time, then send them to me, and I'll take care of it. You can just ask for help. Tell them, okay? And if they have a problem with it, then come talk to me.
Have you done like an intro post in the group, kind of introducing yourself and your journey and what you're doing?
I don't know, honestly, if I introduce myself. I don't think so.
If you haven't, I would do that, because that is a gift. Just introducing yourself and saying, here's who I am. Here's how I found this group through Ryan. And, I want to be here to help everybody. I don't know what that looks like right now, but I want to be like helpful. Like it could just be a matter of like being really encouraging to somebody else. Like until you have like a specific give, just
that is a give. But by the way, also talking about where you're stuck and why it's difficult and how that makes you feel. That's not a take. That's a give, because there's lots of people that feel the way that you feel. And having someone else express where you're stuck, that's helpful, because part of the problem is, we get stuck and then we think we're the only person in the world that's stuck. Everybody else has got to figure out, Bram and Greg, they know how to do everything, right? We don't. But
I guarantee
that's the way it feels like.
There's at least one other person in the group that when you share your story, they're just going to be like, oh my gosh.
Thank God.
The one is just like me. Like I'm stuck in the same place. We should talk. But put yourself out there, share with the group, and just being in there and interacting, like you don't have to, your give doesn't have to be like top 10 tips for XYZ PDF download. Like you don't have to build a mini course and have that be your give. You can just like be there offering encouragement and advice when you have it. That's all.
And it's as important as that is as important as whatever the mini. Some of the gives have been absolutely mind blowing, but having something to identify with and being vulnerable is as important as like the mini courses or whatever. The same value.
Great. Okay.
I can't wait to read what you're going to put up. I can't wait to see what you're doing. I hope you find someone, an accountability partner really, really quickly. I think that'll really help you. If it takes more than a week to find one, let Greg and I know, and we will help you find one. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Great.
Cool. Everybody, I posted the link to
episode 0.
I posted
it
the
doesn't
link
exist.
To Diamond Queen leggings in the chat. So if you are in the market for a pair of leggings, you need to try these out.
Yeah,
so
they're great.
Please do that. I might even get a pair to wear on Zoom calls. I don't know. It's not really my thing.
I'm sure it'll make you feel incredibly sexy.
Thank you so much.
Try it out.
Bye, Ioana. It's great talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. You're awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks. Take care.
Take care. Bye. Bye.